Welcome to the credit video for Let's Play Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. I really like how the ending was fairly, well, open-ended. I like that. There are so many different directions they could go with that, with her realizing that maybe this ridiculous story was true after all. Him just leaving after saving her. Wayne, I'm tired, Marie. Really only 4 characters of spoken lines in this game? Sorry, 5? I guess so. The story was pretty straightforward. I am legitimately looking forward to Prince of Persia: Warrior Within. Oh, I won't be playing it immediately. I like to put some distance between sequels. I guess this is before Ubisoft earned their history of ridiculous credit sequences. Well, aside from that the whole last sequence being super frustrating because you had to retry and the checkpointing was really bad, I feel like that actually went pretty well. It had some really clever platforming puzzles. The fighting was surprisingly engaging, you know, especially for a game this old. And I'd say really my one big complaint about the game, aside from everything I'll totally let slide because it's 13 years old, I feel like my one real big complaint about the game is that the keyboard and mouse controls kinda suck. That being said, you know, I gave a ton of thought in the last game, Far Cry 3, as to whether I recommended it or not. And honestly, I didn't really give that much thought to that in this one. You know what? Yes. I do recommend that in this game, I say Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is still worth playing. I meant to say at some point during this LP, I'm legitimately surprised that by now there isn't some kind of HD remake of the Sands of Time trilogy. You know, that's the big popular thing to do these games, releasing HD versions of, you know, games from previous generations. You know, hell, they've done even more HD remakes of games that were already HD to begin with. Like Tomb Raider and Sleeping Dogs. I'm really surprised something, not just like a game this high profile, a game this beloved hasn't received some kind of HD version. Allow me to correct myself. They have actually done HD remakes of the Sands of Time trilogy. They're available in a collection under the name Prince of Persia Trilogy. Sometimes marketed as Prince of Persia Trilogy 3D because they thought it was a good idea to give these old games 3D TV support. The collection was released in 2011, not in 2013, the 10-year anniversary. And the reason I'd never heard about it was that they were quietly released exclusively for the PlayStation 3 and on the PlayStation Network. So, my apologies for the misinformation. Even if I had known about them ahead of time, I wouldn't have been able to Let's Play them, because I'm only capable of recording PC games, but I didn't mean to include inaccurate information in the credit video. Now, back to me, I guess. You know, I figure if they released that on Steam, it would have, you know, full controller support. But, I do recommend this game. I say it's still worth playing. The Prince and Farah are really interesting characters to get to know. The gameplay is unique. And, as someone who's played the Prince of Persia game that came out after this trilogy, it was really interesting for me to see, you know, some of the foundations of where that came from. That being said, I know it's a tall order these days, but if you can somehow get your hands on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, or Xbox versions of this game, that would be ideal. Because it really feels like this game was meant to be played with a controller. But, you know, even based on my experience, the Steam version of this game with its keyboard and mouse controls, even that isn't bad. So yeah, if you want to check out Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, you go right ahead. But in the meantime, this game predates the concept of DLC, and there's no expansions for it, so I'm BurningDogFace, and on behalf of myself, the Prince, and Farah, I thank you for joining me for Let's Play Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play through this game, and I hope you'll join me for my next LP series. Until then, you have yourselves a great day. Later.